Believe it or not, the start of another school year is just around the corner. Summer just flew by like that. But as the return to class looms, some parents are really facing a tough decision whether to have their child repeat pre-K, kindergarten, or some of those other early grades. This morning, 9 News race and culture expert Dr. Rosemarie Allen joins us, and Dr. Allen has spent many years as an educator as well, so thank you so much for coming in.
I'm so happy to be here.
We're just talking nonstop about this because we're in this situation right now, which we can dive into a little bit. But what are some of the reasons that a parent might be asked or choose to hold their kid?
Most of the time, the educators will assess the child, and if they have any concerns about their academic readiness, their social emotional skills, or age-related maturity levels, they may ask, as well as language development. Receptive, their ability to understand what's being said; expressive, their ability to pronounce and express their words; and the capacity to really sit and listen. They may have concerns about those things and ask the parents to retain their child for a year.
This is really interesting how you came up with this topic because it's top of mind for a lot of parents right now going into the school year. You were sitting at a nail salon and some moms were talking about this, right?
Absolutely, that's what happened.
Okay, so it really can be a tough decision for parents. So talk about what should be taken into consideration on whether or not you do hold them.
You know, Corey, it can be tough. Some parents push for it. Some parents are really reluctant and feel like it's a failure.
Yeah.
But what you want to know is, are the concerns developmental or long-term? And what's going to be different this year? Will my child get the adequate support? What kind of struggles are really involved? You don't want this basket, they're not ready, because you want targeted interventions. And how will the school address those specific struggles and challenges the child is having?
So we decided to hold my daughter. We're going to have her repeat pre-K. She's a mid-September birthday, and we really did ask teachers, all teachers, her previous teacher, principals, and we said, what are your thoughts? And all of them agreed. Because educational issue is there, but it's a maturity thing, which is, I think, something that parents have to take into consideration when they're thinking about holding.
Absolutely. Development is multifaceted, multi-leveled.
Yeah.
And some children have amazing verbal skills. They can recognize all their letters and numbers, but they are not mature socially and emotionally. And for these children, and my son was the same way, he was late November, and in California, December 15th was the cutoff.
Okay.
So he started later, and when he started, he was a lot more mature.
Yeah.
And if parents can see this as a gift of time, that where children will have the time to develop all of those social emotional skills, and sometimes other skills. We think because a child has amazing verbal skills, they're ready, and that's not always the case.
Now, it's so interesting because financially, it would be a lot easier just to put her in kindergarten, right? So like if a parent is in this situation, they're like, I just can't hold my kid back for whatever reason. What are some other ways, like alternatives to repeating a grade?
First, I do want, financial is a big deal, but we also have to think about the impact on the child.
Right.
How will it impact their self-esteem, their concept, their engagement level about learning, about school? But there are so many things that we can do. If you say, I can't do this, but my child needs the support, meet with the school, meet with a child development expert, meet with an early childhood consultant, get a second opinion, get targeted support. If it's language, let's deal with a speech and language person. If it's social emotional, then mental health consultations. If it's overall readiness, tutors can help. But of course, if you're strapped financially, tutors can be expensive.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can get a student from the university who's studying, who's going to be a teacher who can help.
Typically when someone says to you, do you think I should hold a kid because their birthday is so late? Is that usually a yes, or is it really dependent on the kid and the family?
It really depends on the child.
Okay.
I want to say that parents are the first and best experts when it comes to their child. Some children are ready. And if you hold that ready child back, then they're going to be super bored and may have some behavioral issues. But some children need the academic support, some need the social emotional support. So the parent has to trust that they know their child best. And we also have to understand that holding them back and being older does not always equate to better outcomes.
Right.
And it depends on your child and how well you know them.
Such a good conversation. I know so many parents are struggling with the decision right now, so I appreciate you coming in,
Oh,
Dr.
thank you
Allen.
so much. Thanks for sharing your story. It's really important.
Well, it's all about transparency. And when parents talk, it helps each other out,
Yes, it does.
right? Like all of the girls were talking in the nail
At the
salon.
nail salon.
You know, that's where you get it all out. Chris,
Yes.
thank you.